What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Today, I want to talk about one of the most spectacular things in the African community that we do that I'm not sure if we have all quite put together, that is a mainstay or main identifier as Africans and how we celebrate, right? African people, we celebrate holidays and significant events in history and historical figures and important moments with a thing called carnival. Okay, now carnivals are most when you think of carnival, you mostly think about the Caribbean, right? Having carnivals, and if you're from the East Coast like me, you grew up with carnival, right? And every group of Africans, no matter where they are in the world, has their own version of carnival. It's just something we can't help. It's just something about Black people that we have to get on the road and march up and down the road while beating drums and dancing and shaking our tail feathers with all kinds of colorful feathers and varieties of lack of clothing items, and shiny skin. And we just celebrate life. It's one of the most purest, natural, fun things about Black people, right? So if you go to Trinidad, if y'all know me, y'all know I'm a Trinidadian. All right, I'm not African American, but I'm an honorary Trinidadian. I was an honorary Trinidadian before I was an honorary Nigerian. Before I became Nigerian, I dispatched my first chicken in Trinidad. All right, they gave me. I lost my farming virginity in Trinidad. They the ones who showed me the rope. If it wasn't for Trinidad and Tobago teaching me how to be natural and in the country and living, the military too, but teaching me how to lime and how to be one with nature and just enjoy being alive and enjoying the moment. Trinidad is the one that trained me to prepare me for Nigeria, all right, to prepare me for the lifestyle in Nigeria. And see, Trinidad has the biggest carnival in the world. All right, people argue, they say Brazil has the biggest carnival. It's not bigger than Trinidad. All right, not bigger than Trinidad. It's second. All right, Trinidad, then Brazil, right? But nonetheless, Trinidad has the biggest carnival in the world, right? And if y'all know, I got videos. I'm deep up in there. All right, I'm deep up in my Maruga. Where my Maruga Trinidadians at? Where my Maruga Trinidadians at? That's how I jump up with them bands over there, right? So you got the Trinidadians who continue the cultural consistency of African celebration of life, of nature. This is the most natural fun. This is what we Black people would rather be doing with our time. Dancing and partying, having a good time, and looking at half-naked women shake their bum-bums. That's what if we could do that for our remainder of our life, that's what we would do. While everybody else is stressing out about other things, we Black people would prefer to be eating good food, dancing and playing and being merry with each other in a communal, fun, celebratory fashion. In Brazil, the culture of carnival in Brazil is an African culture imported into South America, right? So you have the big, huge Brazilian carnival where they dress up and they got the feathers and all these things, right? And if you look at like the other Caribbean islands, Jamaica, Grenada, Trinidad, I already said Trinidad. There's so many damn islands, whatever. All them damn islands got their own version of carnival, right? And even African Americans, we have our own version of carnival, even within the different cultures of African Americans within North America itself. We got New Orleans. They're beating their feet, they're stepping their feet, right? They have Mardi Gras, which is just carnival, right? Even though everybody participates, but it originates from African people celebrating various different, things. We don't really need, it ain't even gotta be important. We'll go and dance for whatever, right? It rained yesterday. Let's go celebrate. Oh, it didn't rain yesterday. Let's go celebrate, right? It doesn't matter. We just give us a reason, right? So we have African Americans, which some people don't see the cultural consistency because they're not looking, right? But in America, our high school culture in America is an extension of that African cultural consistency with our marching bands. That is a notable African American tradition. Our marching bands, our drummer corps, right? We take pride in our drummer corps and our bugle corps and marching up and down, and we on the fields, and that is displayed within sports, within football, battle of the bands, this very big something about putting a drum in a black man's hand and put some snares and saying, hey, go that direction while beating that drum and coordinate it that way and do it better than that group doing it over there. We just can't help ourselves. And it's serious, and we take it serious, right? And we dress up colorful. We even in America, we put these big colorful little hats on, and some of the hats look Eurocentric, right? Because I mean, we are in America, and they have infused some of their stuff within ours, just like any other place, right? That's just how culture works. But overall, the base and core of it is black people celebrating something, right? Whether it's a war, sometimes like within American culture, because we're so aggressive, right? It's more of a war beat drum dance, right? So, you know, we got our marching bands. We're saying our football team will destroy your football team, and we're gonna show you while we march down to your territory with our drums, and we're gonna peacock, and we're gonna do all these things and show you that we're tough. These are things that we do in Africa. These are African things, right? And for the longest time, a lot of Africans and African Americans didn't know that they were doing this, and they're still doing this in Africa and in Nigeria, which is the area that we call Nigeria, which most African diaspora come from the place that we call Nigeria. Now, when you think of Nigeria, I want you to think of multiple kingdoms, multiple nations of people. Don't think about that line that says Nigeria. I want you to just think about the region, because if you do the genetics of a Nigerian, it's going to be similar to the genetics of an African American. It's going to say Mali, Togo, Benin, southeastern, South Africa. It's going to have the same distribution, even as sometimes because of colonialization, it'll have that same 10% of European admixture as well. So African American DNA and Nigerian DNA are damn near we literally genetically are the same, because the colonizer and the oppressor are the same white man from the same place. Y'all got to keep that in mind, right? Y'all keep thinking like it's not that different, right? It's the same people, same combination of people. So they have this event in Nigeria, right? It's a carnival. And if you look at the carnival, it's very similar to the Trinidadian carnival, to the other Caribbean carnivals, very similar to the carnivals that we have that we call Mardi Gras, and we have our the other one in New York, the northern one, we have it's a parade, the Labor Day parade, and a lot of holidays in America were actually African. A lot of the holidays that we celebrate in America are actually made by African Americans. A lot of people don't realize they're African American holidays that Europeans saw us dancing and eating and they wanted to participate, and they just, got involved and started doing it. Like a lot of these holidays are really African holidays that we brought over, maintained our cultural consistency. We maintained our cultural memory of the things we did back on the continent, right? And they're doing it on the continent still, but it's not as robust as it used to be, because, economically it's hard. The white man is still trying to steal everything from us like they always do. And because of that, there hasn't been a lot of funding towards a lot of these events, right? And I haven't even been to the one in Nigeria, but to me, I feel like the one in Nigeria should be the biggest one in the world. It should be the biggest one. It should be bigger than Trinidad. And then one day I'm hoping that the black world starts to pay attention and start saying, you know what, I'm gonna take my band to Trinidad. I want the Trinidadians to get on a plane and fly to Nigeria and represent and show off. The same way Nigerians do when they come to DC, when we have the carnival, when they come down here, Nigerians, they be in the carnival. They got their own float. I haven't seen the Nigerians. I seen the Nigerians in Trinidad. I didn't see their own float. I don't know if they had their own float last time. But they'll be there partying with the rest of us. They'll pick a float. They'll march up and down with a band. They'll find a band. I don't know if they ever had their own band, but I'm pretty sure if they wanted their own band, they can get a band, right? But some Caribbeans actually go to Nigeria and they participate. They jump up in their own band. South Africans will come, and this is the only time that we don't get, a lot of xenophobia between South Africans and Nigerians when it's come to jump up and down on them bands, because the South Africans will come with their own bands and they'll come to Nigeria and they'll jump up and down, and it'll just be a good time. And that's the way it should be. And that's the way it should be, right? Black people love partying with each other. We love dancing with each other. We love to be with each other. We love to be around each other all the time. But the problem is everybody else want to be with us while we with us. And then they change us, and then they divide us, and then they distract us. You know what I'm saying? And they piss us off, and they just, we black folks, we've been here so long. We know that life is about being merry, loving your neighbor, and being joyous. What else there to do? What's the point of being here if you're not gonna have fun? Who wants to stress out? Like right now, everybody else is stressing out black folks, we still trying to come up with the latest dance because we know that's important. The now, the small things, enjoying the moment with your friends and family. I mean, that's what we do, right? And I just want to bring this little bit of information to you that there is one in Nigeria, and I'm hoping we start to talk about it, highlight it. I'm hoping Nigerians will highlight it because this will bring a lot of money to Nigeria. Make this a thing. We need to make this great again. Make the Nigerian Carnival great again. And I want Ghana to compete. I want Togo and Benin to compete. Everybody should be doing Carnival and inviting the entire diaspora to come participate. Spend your money. Build economies around these carnivals, right? Build and connect the diaspora, the global community together with dance and song and music. That's how we do. That's why in the DMV, Afro-Latinos, African Caribbeans, African Americans, we are one here. In the DMV and DC, we are one. We all go to the Howard Theater downtown DC, and we got the DJs playing all of our music, fusing it all together, and we dancing and partying all together. The ladies rejecting all different kinds of men's back to back. All right, all different kinds of men's and jumping up all different kinds of black women's back to back, getting denied left and right. Maybe some of them getting lucky, you know what I'm saying? The little clutches, and you don't even know who. When you go to these events, when you go to these carnivals and stuff, you see the fusion of black people. You see how we are not that different. The difference is maybe the color of the feather. The difference is the color of the bead. The difference is the pattern of the hair. The difference is who got the most glitter on? What color is your glitter? The differences are the things that make it beautiful and make it worth participating in. The differences is what we are celebrating when we are together. Our differences, right? The things that that are different from the other groups. We can enjoy that. Why? Do y'all like eating the same? Y'all want to eat cornflakes every day? Cornflakes. Just cornflakes. No sugar. Skim milk. How exciting is that? That's white people. Cornflakes. Skim milk. That's cornflakes. No, we like Fruity Loops. All right, we want the flavors. All right, we want Apple Jacks. We want Raisin Bran. We want Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Honeycomb. That's us. All right, so we gotta sell it. And here's the thing, y'all notice. Black people in America, they call our colorfulness ghetto. They put our colorfulness, the thing that makes us beautiful, the thing that makes us exotic, they call us ghetto. They belittle it because they're jealous of it. They're jealous that we as colored humans embrace the color spectrum of nature in all its patterns and diversities. And we do it together. All right. So I'm just going to put this little video to let you guys know that Nigeria has a carnival. And we should promote all African carnivals. We should participate in African carnivals, right? Whether it's a voodoo festival, right? Because sometimes not called a carnival. It'd be called the Palm Festival. They have different names, but it's the same thing. I show you in Nigeria. They have the palm festivals, the palm, and they have the reef festivals, and they have the voodoo festivals. All these are carnivals. All these are black folks getting together who are different, celebrating together. And you're not discluded. No African people disclude any other African people in real life on the ground when we celebrate. We celebrate together. Okay? Anyway, I hope this video was interesting, and I hope you enjoyed the little bit of information I bring you about the carnival. And I hope you guys start participating in the global black carnivals by any various names globally around the world, because that's what we need. We need to start communing, playing, relaxing, and enjoying and celebrating each other, because we are the only ones who's going to love on each other. All right. Clearly, everybody else, they're going to use and abuse us. They're going to fetishize us, but only we can love each other the way we need to be loved. Anyway, that's all I got to say. This is Afro Think Tank. Learn some, teach some. I'm out.
Of a month of music, fashion shows, cultural displays, and entertainment, the Calabar Carnival is Nigeria's most popular street event.
Wonderful, colorful, joyful, very diverse. Really a great street party here in Calabar today.
In the past 20 years, the Calabar Carnival survived 2 economic recessions in Nigeria. It took COVID-19 to stop it in 2020. And despite the current Nigerian economic crisis, millions of local people and visitors are finding time to attend the event.
This year's festival, however, has seen little foreign participation, especially from Caribbean and South American countries, which have been regular participants at previous carnivals. Filling the void are more domestic cultural troops.
We discovered that our neighbors around the sub West Africa always find it great coming here. And this has paid off. And they still come with dollars. The hotels are not enough.
The government says reorganizing the event and allowing the private sector to take the lead is paying off.
To Soba, the impact is massive. In terms of what I would call sales, every December we record quite a huge amount of sales and impact and added value to the economy.
This is street food vendor Simon Omo's fifth carnival. He says the rising cost of foodstuffs has impacted business.
The turnout is not like before because people are complaining food is so costly, plenty of talk that food is too costly, they don't have money to come and buy food, this and that.
Despite low patronage, he says, meeting new people this year has opened doors for him to diversify his business. That, he says, calls for celebration. Ahmed Idris, Al Jazeera, Calabar.